Good evening, one and all. It is Thursday night, September 9th of 2021, and you're tuned in to Nez Says, a place where musicians can get together and play more of these. And as always, two of my favorite people in the world, Ty Price and Ben Coombs. How you guys doing?
Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Ben, good to see you.
Great seeing you, Ty Guy, my friend, Sir Nesdal. Good to see you, sir. And man, it's been a great week. The heat broke this week. We're back like Canada, Labor Day, bam, turn off the heat. Now we're into the low 70s, so I'm not feeling like I'm Ty's neighbor anymore. Kind of dig it.
It was nice and cool here in New York, too.
Breathable.
So, who do we have with us tonight?
Well, this is more or less a neighbor because they go to concerts together, hang out in the parking lot. Somebody owns a Camaro. Just saying. I'm not going to say who.
I'm so excited about our special guest tonight, a fellow Carolinian.
Mm-hmm.
He is just north of the border in North Carolina. And Tony and I are going to see, although Tony and I have been to many of the same shows over the decades. We've been in the same building at the same time.
Many times.
In a couple of weeks, Tony and myself, along with Charles and some others, are going to meet face to face and see a reunited GNR in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm looking forward to this, and we're so happy that music memorabilia enthusiast and host of a show that we're going to talk a lot about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Fruitcake Tony, Mr. Tony Neville, has agreed to join us for a conversation. Tony, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Nice to see you guys. All right.
Awesome. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Hey, real quick, before we go anywhere, I want to say welcome to Sandra Picorni. I don't think she's ever been on our show. I've seen her on other shows. Welcome to our show, Sandra.
Hello, Sandra. It's nice to see you.
So, I mean, you get to do roll call this week, or are you going to make me do it as usual?
Go ahead. We'll have Tony do it. How about that?
You got all the cool kids in your cats in your chat. Christopher Live Sour, Sandra Picorni, the Chad. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Dave Ennis.
What's up, Chad? Hey, Dave.
Amanda.
Dave Ennis.
Dave Ennis, good to see you. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Bruce
Long time no see,
Brooks,
sis.
Dwight the Hitman Bailey. Hey, Dwight.
Dwight Bailey, my man, Dwight Bailey. I love Dwight.
We love that guy. We love that guy here.
He puts out more tracks than Motown.
Dwight is very busy at writing, recording, and posting, and I personally am so glad that he is that busy.
Every day, every other day. He is.
Hey, Kurt, good to see you, man.
Yeah. Guitar Man 45.
Guitar Man.
Let's scroll up a little bit. Dan in New Jersey, Papa Blue.
Hey, Dan, Papa.
David Scher, Christopher Live Sal. Have I said that? Charles 75 in. Other left. Thomas Santiago. Everybody.
Hey, Thomas.
Thomas Santiago.
Yes.
Terry 3G. Hey, Terry.
Never heard
Terry.
of him.
What's up, Terry?
Yeah. Still scrolling.
Michael B.
Still scrolling. Michael B.
Hey,
Can you move your mic in a little closer, Tony?
Okay. 10-4.
Thank you.
Love to Rock. Janice Lala.
Hey, Janice.
Nice.
Janice has been busy out gigging. I get I see that she's out quite a bit
Randy
playing
Brooks.
gigs.
What's up, Randy?
And Mr.
Hey, Randy.
Bent Tom, first one in.
Look out.
Hey, Bent
Of
Tom.
course he is.
What's up, Wild Man? Jeff
How
K.
you doing, Ben?
Well, we're so glad that all of you agreed to join us tonight. We're honored that you're here and look forward to this conversation with Tony. I mean, Tony, I tune into your show most weeks. I watch your show on replay. To say that you have a prolific collection of music memorabilia would be an understatement. It seems like you have a little bit of everything. How did you get into collecting all of this cool merchandise?
Just loving music as a kid, you know. Yeah, what really lit the fire was a particular Van Halen concert in '81.
Uh-huh.
Catching a Eddie Van Halen pick, you know. Um, I think that's where it began, and more concerts and more concerts, and you know. Um,
Now, Tony, I know you see a lot of shows. Um, oh, tell us about the first show that you saw that made a tremendous impact, that kind of redirected your life, and you said, "Wow, this live music thing is for me."
oh, dude, I was a music lover at a young age. I'm the youngest of our crew, and so I was lucky enough to have a older brother who took me to concerts. But the first one was Kiss, November, Dorton Arena, Raleigh, '76, Rock and Roll Over tour.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is funny because Dave and I were talking about this last week. That was my first show too, Tony. That
That's
Rock and Roll
amazing.
Over.
You are absolutely Ty. You're kidding me, dude.
I'm not kidding. And in fact, my mother, I've told stories about my mom on here before because such a cool mom and a big music fan. I mean, she was really my gateway to all the cool stuff: the Beatles, the Stones, Hendrix, the Allmans, everything. She really no holds barred. But Kiss was like the first band, probably like you, that I looked at and said, "Wow, those could be my superheroes," right? And she took me to that live show, Rock and Roll Over, and what an amazing experience!
I was
not at that same show. I was at the Columbia stop on that tour. It was same tour.
Okay.
Same tour.
All right. Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys live very parallel lives musically.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the same. I mean, technically, we're in the same routing market. So Tony and I get access to the same bands. What, Tony? Maybe a week apart, right? Less than a week apart.
If we drive,
or even days, I would think.
I drive west a couple hours if I choose, and he drives east a couple hours, and we ended up at the same shows more times we can count. I mean,
and I think the last show you and I were in, we were in the same building, was probably Greensboro AC/DC with Axl, right?
no, we were at Guns in Winston outside of BB&T.
You're right. That's exactly right. Guns in Winston, 2017. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, me and my friend Chris took the drive up there to see an amazing concert in the stadium at Wake Forest University.
Yeah, me and Steve went up there, and you'll meet Steve next week. Yeah, that so. We went back in 19 and watched him again in Charlotte.
So did I, at the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Shooter Jennings opening up.
Yeah.
Who was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we leave you two alone for a while? Or?
Yeah, hang on a second. Hang on.
Here we are. Just hanging out. What the hell?
That's hilarious.
I'm so glad I have the controls.
Yeah. I love it. So
Tony, this is going to be a near impossible decision to make, but you only have to make it today, and you can change your mind tomorrow. We won't hold you to it. What's the best concert you've ever seen?
That Winston show, I have to say.
Yeah, it was a good
Hands down. And I've seen over 100. Probably not quite a couple hundred, but yeah. Um, I have to say, yeah.
Although in the old Charlotte Coliseum, GNR with Skid Row opening at the beginning of their Slave to the Grind cycle.
Hmm.
And were you at that old Charlotte
Yeah,
Hornets?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a
What's up,
pretty
butt
amazing
cheeks?
show.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Brendan.
B.
Hey, Tim Thomas. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome. And so, did you begin your memorabilia collection to remember each of these live performances that you attended, and things just began to cascade from there, or did you have
Well,
work?
you get a piece of memorabilia, or you meet somebody and you get something signed, or I mean, you go to a concert, you go see Rat, and you catch a guitar pick from Robin Crosby, and you know, I mean, and that kind of multiplies, and you know, um,
Yeah,
yeah.
What's going
Did
on,
you?
Mayhem?
Hey, Mayhem. Thank you for being here.
I
Long time no speak.
So, Tony, are those drumsticks on that shelf behind you? Is that what are those? Or are
Yeah,
they
yeah.
small baseball bats?
No, they are
Depending on which size drumstick it
my
is, it could be either or. Hey, Headstock Arrow.
sticks. Yeah. Um, yeah, no John Bonham in there, but a lot of the rest.
That's
Um,
very cool.
yeah.
What's your favorite piece that you've collected so far, Tony? And then what
Um,
piece do you want to? What's your dream acquisition?
mm, I, there is none. There is none. I mean, I just enjoy it. I mean, I mean, I get new stuff all the time. I'm not in the business. I don't sell it. Um, but no, it's something that I enjoy. I mean,
And what I think I know the answer to this, and I think Kurt does too. What is your most prized possession right now in
there
terms of memorabilia?
there are a couple of things, and I've lost something. If I appear to be looking around, I am looking around. Ah, I think I see it. I think I see something.
I tell you one thing: you should have the guys from American Pickers at your house. You'll make a ton of money off of them.
Oh Lord.
And,
Anyway,
and Tony will be at least four
ah,
times going, "Oh, I don't even remember owning that." Oh, wow, cool. Thanks for finding that.
It was
I've
so
found it.
funny when Tony and I got together to compare, you know, picks from our favorite top hat wearing guitar player.
Ty,
I'm
never say compare and do this at the same time.
got it. Okay. So when we got together, I'm talking with my hands today.
Yeah.
So so when we got together, I've got some nice slash picks and that type of thing. Tony put it to shame. Not only did Tony have everything I had, he had multiples. It was so impressive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Tony, you have something to show us?
Yeah, dude. This is what I dropped behind me that I've been looking for half an hour. How you like that, man?
That's
I
very
like that.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool.
60.
A 60.
Dude.
Yeah. And these came from a couple of weeks ago from the Portland show. And there's a white one and a green one just like it. Almost just like it. But yeah, so yeah. Not a lot of those on the block yet. So
Nope.
happy to have those here.
What's up, Quentin?
Yeah.
Hey, Quentin.
Hey, Quentin.
All right, I got one for Ty.
Yeah, man.
There it is. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
I've got a guns one as well, something like that. I can't remember what color it is though. It might be black.
But this one's my fave.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Sweetness.
Yeah, I know a guy.
That's
Tony
pretty
right there.
cool.
I got a guy.
I got a guy.
Hi, guy.
Hey, Tony, talking about Mammoth WVH, I know we'll see him in Raleigh opening up for GNR. But did you guys get a headlining show in y'all's market from Wolfgang?
The nearest, the one nearest you is the only one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll see him the night before we drive to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With Dirty Honey, which is another young band that I love.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear about that show, Ty. Dave's already watched this show, though, right, Dave?
I did. I not only watched it, but I had such amazing seats that you just can't believe. You can't believe the seats. They were so good.
Nice.
But real quick, I wanted to show you guys. Here's my pick collection.
Hey, John Conklin?
These
Hey,
are all celebrity picks.
Hey, John.
Wow, Dave.
Yeah, I had a bunch of Satriani picks from Chickenfoot.
Probably got a few Brown Dava picks in there that you stole.
I've got a Richie Blackmore pick.
Really, Dave?
Yeah, I got a bunch of.
And all right. So, what's the story behind the Blackmore pick? Is it
Andy Aladort gave it to me.
Oh my God! So, is it 70s era? Is it 80s era? Is it Rainbow? What is it?
Fairly new. It's Blackmore's Night.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
and
newer.
it's a Fender. It's basically a Fender pick. It says Fender on the other side. But yeah, Andy will interview celebrities, and they give him a bunch of picks, and then he gives me a couple of each. So I've over the years collected a ton of really cool things.
You know, Blackmore is one of those guitar players. I love Deep Purple. Love Rainbow. Blackmore is one of those players that, like, he's the guitar hero that I hear talked about the least. Such an amazing guitar player, songwriter, performer. Oh, that's cool. You guys in the chat, anybody into Blackmore? Yeah, Blackmore and that Strat tone, man. Beautiful.
All right.
I do have to show you this. I have a bunch of these because my friend Mark.
This?
It's a Dear Dario pick, and who's on the other side? Could it be me?
No, but they don't.
Could it be me? It is me.
How about that?
I'll see your Cabo pick, Dave.
Dave Nesdahl.
But I have this. I have this. And it's when he was in these guys.
I can't read that.
White Snake.
There you go.
Steve Vai. I've got a ton of those. My God. Just this is going to be a funny pick, but it's a real one too.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a few of those.
Yeah, Blackmore's there. We got some guys that are tuned in, right? Yeah, Headstock Harem, Bruce, Guitar Man 45, Christopher, Charles. We got some people tuned into Blackmore.
Yeah, I mean Blackmore rules. I've got.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Paul.
Can't begin to tell you what I have. It's
Paul
crazy.
got some Herco picks. He says.
All right, here's one from Dave's neck of the woods.
Yeah, it is.
Sister, I don't
That's
think
from Dave's. That's from Dave's backyard.
Yep.
I don't think I have a twisted pick.
Oh,
Look at there, man. That's really
Okay.
cool, Ben. What's the
Nice,
story on
Ben.
that?
Paul Gilbert handed this to me at NAMM.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
And the cool thing is, on the Tortex, they actually did it different.
He drew it.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
seen that.
He drew
That's cool.
on a bunch of his guitar picks before, a bunch of designs that he's got. Yeah, I like his.
All right, I think I may have one here that Tony doesn't have.
Uh-oh.
Paul Dean of
Oh,
Loverboy.
cool.
Very cool.
Man, can we talk about that cat?
couple of
Let's
them.
talk about Paul Dean for a minute. Paul Dean is another phenomenal guitar player from the 80s that you don't hear a lot of guys talking about. That guy's
Loverboy
amazing.
Split up like 2 years too early, right? They split up.
An
in like
amazing
84,
guitar
85.
player.
Yeah.
Think about his tone and the time that he had that tone, right, in the early 80s.
Well, I think before Loverboy, he was in Streetheart. I don't know if Streetheart ever broke south of the border, but they were a well-known Canadian band. I think when Streetheart split, it turned into like Loverboy and another band. Oh, I can just about make it out.
Montrose.
Oh, Montrose. Nice. That's an old school.
Wow.
All right.
Ah, Brendan threw some thumbs up for Zebra. Man, I was really into that band, Zebra.
Lisa says this is like a virtual street corner in a neighborhood. 4 boys all crouched down, laying out their collections.
It's very funny. So I got to tell you a quick story behind this Foghat pick.
Nice.
I was in a band called Mama Ray, and it had to have been maybe 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. And we were a local act that opened for semi big bands.
Been there. Not
So
in there.
so when I played with that band, I had a JCM 800 and 2 412 cabinets and played not this Les Paul, but a Les Paul. And we were opening for Foghat, and we also opened for Molly Hatchet like a month later. But the guys from Foghat, after our set, both guys came up to me and said, "What the hell? What kind of sound? What are you playing through?" And it was like the biggest compliment for them to come up to me.
Sure.
And I was just, well, a JCM 800 with a delay on it and this Les Paul. And they both complimented on my tone and how good it was. It was one of the coolest compliments I've ever gotten.
And that's saying something, because Foghat, and I don't know how many of you guys are into Foghat, but Foghat is a premier live band. I mean, they are built for the stage. They will rip your head off. They are incredible live band. And talk about guitar tone, man. So to hand out that compliment, Dave, that was
it was very cool. It was a fun band to be in with because it was an all original band. It was like a blues rock thing. Female vocalist. She was very easy on the eyes. The band itself was excellent. Great drummer. The bass player was kind of the leader of the band, but he was a good bass player. Older gentleman. But he ran the band. Like he was the bass player, and he was also the guy that got all the gigs, and he was the mouthpiece. Great band.
So tell us the Molly Hatchet story. I don't know that I've ever heard this Molly Hatchet story.
It was the same thing. We opened for Molly Hatchet at the same
place.
What
year is this?
Same year, 2005. Couple months down the road. And that time I only brought 1 412 with me, but the sound guy was so happy with my sound. He was like, "I've never ever told anyone to turn up before, because usually when I get guitar players in here, either there's no mids, it's like sounds like a bunch of bees buzzing. You really know your tone." And he says, I turned you up in the house. I wanted to hear your guitar more than I wanted to hear everyone else's tone. And then after that, the 2 Molly Hatchet guys came up to me and said, "My God, your sound was just unbelievable." It was the same thing. It was like it's deja vu, just two different guys.
Sure.
And I couldn't believe it. And then I watched their set, and my God, they played through this same stuff. It was great. They both played Paul Reed Smith's, and neither one of them are the original guitar players. But
Right.
the sound, their sound was so good, and for them to say that like my sound turned their heads, man, it was like I was on cloud nine. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I had it all to I have to thank my friend Anthony Steele, who was on with us a couple weeks ago, because he was the guitar player that preceded me on that gig. And he couldn't do that gig anymore. So he said, you should check out my buddy Dave. He's a good guitar player. He'll do you well. And we rehearsed for a while. Took me a little while to learn the songs because although they were blues rock, they like wove in and out. You had to kind of figure out what guitar parts you wanted to play to make the song sound like a song. And once I got that, we started gigging, and I had a great time in that band. It was really fun. It was really fun.
That's cool.
Jay in the chat. Good to see Jay in here. Peter K's here.
Hey Jay, how you?
Hey Peter.
Jay, didn't we? Wasn't it last Thursday we talked? Jay was getting a new guitar, right?
Yeah, it didn't work out for him.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It doesn't stay in tune.
Dang it.
Sorry, Jay.
That's a guitar's worst nightmare.
Yep.
That's probably Jay's worst nightmare, getting a guitar that doesn't stay in tune.
Yeah.
Paul says Molly Hatchet and Leonard Skinner, the only great things to come out of my old hometown, Jacksonville.
Man, Jacksonville I was just about to say something about that period, Paul. Jacksonville had some really cool things happening, at that time. There was a lot of cool things coming out of there. And Kurt made an interesting observation. He said a lot of Gibson players used PRSs later in life. Even the mighty Ted Nugent, was playing a PRS in the damn Yankees.
Yeah.
Bernie Marsden.
Look at Bernie Marsden. Yeah. We talked about
Dickie Betts played a lot of people were really pissed off at Gibson in those days, and they went to PRS or played Fenders or played whatever else they could play because a lot of people were not fans of Henry Jeskowitz. A lot of guys that played Gibson all their lives.
Well, the fact that PRS makes a great guitar.
Doesn't hurt.
That too, but when you're a Gibson guy for all those years, and then the
and if they have a problem, they get probably treated like the same way any of us get treated by
right.
Like, hey, I need my guitar done, blah blah, and they're like, yeah, we'll put you in line like anyone else. You're like, do you know how many of these things I've sold for you?
Right. The management at Gibson gives you the cold shoulder. You tend to want to play something else.
Hey, Mike Johnson.
Hey, Mike.
Nice to see you, Mike.
Peter loves his PRS.
I like all of mine. I like my PRSs.
And PRSs are great guitars. How could you not like them? They're really, really good guitars.
Yeah, Chad's got, I know Chad's here, so let's talk about him. Chad's got a really nice PRS that
he's got like 3 of them that
is
are
insane. I'm speaking specifically about the Bonnie Pink.
Oh yeah, he got that one after he took mine from me.
Insane.
Thanks, Terry. Put a link to Tony's channel in the chat as well. Yeah, definitely check it out, folks.
That Bonnie Pink is really amazing.
Yeah.
Tony, have you collected any stage used? I know you have lots of picks and that type of thing. Have you collected any other kind of stage used gear? Any memorabilia, clothing, instruments, anything like that?
Drumsticks. A lot of that stuff. But you asked the question earlier, what's the most prized stuff? There are a few things that I can't say that I don't want to put out.
I hear you. I get it.
Where,
you don't want someone beating you to it. Yeah.
There are things that I wouldn't show on anything.
Sure, sure.
I
Yeah.
get that. I totally get that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and I need to point out for Charles 75N, I was playing my Gretsch earlier before the show, Charles. He's giving me hassle on one of my videos.
Nice, Dave.
Oh, that's really cool. Who's Ronnie or Keith?
Neither. It doesn't say anyone. I don't know. It might have been Mix.
There you go,
But
Ty.
it doesn't say anything on the other side. Oh, look at that. Got this. I've got.
Again, I know a guy who's very awesome. Just saying.
Randy Crook says, I got to meet all the Tesla guys at a meet and greet sound check before.
Ironically enough, Dave, in the same spot. It's like you're reading my mind. There's my ace, really.
Before the Into the Now tour. Frank Hannon is a very nice guy.
Hey, Bozique.
I agree, Randy. I've had the pleasure of meeting Frank Hannon one time, and I thought
really
that he was
cool.
a very nice guy.
I'd love to talk to him about his new SG. Well, although it's not really new anymore, but the SG with the Floyd Rose on it.
Right.
How do you get a Floyd Rose on a guitar body that's that thick? That's insane.
I'm thinking a very narrow but
Well,
stout
it's
rock.
also his guitar is also it's an arch top like a Les Paul, so
Okay.
it makes it thicker in the middle. But still, you'd have to have a pretty thin block for that.
Yeah. Kudos
Peter-
to whoever built that thing.
Peter Kay has owned one of the Steve Stevens Fernandez guitars, the one from the cover of the Fernandez ad. That's pretty cool.
Kidding.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So
Christopher says he is so cool to see all you guitar pick collectors. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Tony, doesn't Christopher have a bit of a collection at this point?
Christopher is a avid collector and an avid rock fan. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
hey, Bozique.
No.
Headstock Harem says Tesla coming at you live.
Love Tesla.
Man, me too. They're coming through this area, Tony. They'll be through here in November.
Have you guys heard last night I saw Brad Gillis on somebody's show, and but that new Night Ranger is smoking hot.
It's great record.
Yeah.
Great record.
Um,
Tony, I really like the last several records that Night Ranger has put out.
well,
It's one great record. They're the band that continues to put out new music, and it's always really good.
And not trying to change with the times, because thankfully it seems like, the guitar music industry has kind of imploded to the point where it doesn't seem to be going forward. So bands, like traditionally, if you started in the early 70s, by the mid 80s, you're trying to reinvent yourself to stay relevant. But now it's like, no, screw it. We're Night Ranger. We're going to write Night Ranger songs. It's like the new Iron Maiden album. Same
But
thing. That thing is
with-
balls out Iron Maiden. It's awesome.
See, the thing about Night Ranger is those who don't listen to the whole record only get one little part of Night Ranger. They only get the radio hits.
Right.
But Night Ranger really is a hard rock band.
Mhm.
If you listen to the songs on their records, other than the hits that you hear on the radio,
right.
they're really hard rock.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
really hard rock.
Yeah. Couple of comments that we got that are cool. Guitar Man 45 got a Head Rush MX5 today, which
Oh,
is
cool.
very cool. Tell us about it, Guitar Man.
I almost bought one the other day.
Yeah, tell us about it. Tell us how you like it. Chad has a question. He says, and Tony, I'm going to let you go take this first. Nowadays, when you get a guitar pick online, aren't you worried about the authenticity since they can reproduce any pick now?
No, because these bands and the guitar picks, what they look like since you were a child, each tour forever, like how the back of the album cover looks from every album of your favorite band so them. No, but there are a lot of, we'll call them novelty stuff out there that you can buy, but the artist, something that was played by whoever, you know, you know it by sight, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree with you.
Um,
By the way, Ty, here's one that you'd like.
Oh yeah, I've got a few of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take my baseball and go home then.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Johnson, Tommy Skio has a new album coming out. That's right. I think the band's called Resist and Bite. And I think there's a couple of singles on YouTube right now. Tommy Skio is a great guitar player and was fantastic in Tesla. And I think Dave Rude, who is the new guy in Tesla, I mean, he's been there for a long time now. He's a great guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Mayhem asked a question, what's the shadiest deal I have
It's the one he did with me. He just doesn't want to admit it. No.
I've bought from a lot of different people, but I can honestly say that I've never had a bad experience. I've had stuff that didn't show up or stuff to show up twice or whatever, but I've never had any shady. Yeah, no, no.
You're fortunate. That's good.
Yeah.
And what I've learned here so far is that if I have like a pawn shop and someone brings in some celebrity picks and I need to call in an expert, I'm calling this guy.
Yes. That's right. Bozzy gives you the thumbs up on your LP there, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it. He wants me to talk about it, and I won't. Not on social media. Contact me personally, and I'll tell you about it.
I'll just say it's a good one.
So if you don't mind, Dave, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What was your impression of Wolfgang a few weeks ago?
I thought they were as good live as their record. They were polished. There was not one mistake made by anybody that I could hear. The songs were perfect. The vocals were perfect. The guitar sounded incredible. The drums and the only thing, if I had one critique at all, it's the bass player jumping around like this little Millennium guy that like a Millennium band would do. All the I hate that. Can't stand that. But he was perfect. He hit every note. Everyone was great. The vocals, I gotta say, the vocals were perfect. And there was no pre-recorded voices. It was them.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with how well he sings. Dave, how cool is the bass that he's playing there?
It's the only other Wolfgang bass I've ever seen other than Wolfgang's two Wolfgang basses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad it didn't have stripes on it.
Yeah.
The real cool thing is it had Music Man pickups in it. So it was like having a Stingray. And like he was playing a Wolfgang Stingray. It was amazing.
Yeah. It would be like if Wolfgang was 15 years older. So like if Eddie was still with Music Man when Wolfgang joined the band.
The funny thing is,
he would have ended up with one of those, at least at that time.
The funny thing is, Wolfgang right now, when he plays bass, he's using a white Music Man Stingray. That's apparently his favorite bass right now.
Interesting.
Will they make those and offer those?
Will EVH offer the?
Yeah.
Is the question? Will EVH offer the basses?
Yeah.
You know what I said? When Eddie passed, I said, like if Wolfgang is going to continue the EVH brand, if they plan to expand at all, I think that should be the first thing that they do, because then he's not. Well, here's something my dad thought about. Then you're dealing with possible concepts or whatever. Whereas we've seen that bass for a number of years, and I don't see a problem with it. But
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. From what I've been told, EVH comes out with a, with their team of people, their idea people. Right. They come out with prototypes even 5 years before things come out.
Sure.
And then eventually they go to Eddie and say, hey, we thought about this. And Eddie either will approve it or he won't approve it. Usually he does. Usually he approves pretty much everything that they think about because it's his team. I mean, of course he's not approving anything anymore, but I would imagine it would be Wolfgang that would be approving. Him and Matt Bruck would be approving stuff. But I believe they've got Wolfgang basses already approved, just slated to come out later on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, Quentin, you've got a Sun Valley Super Shredder 3 with a Floyd 1500. Do you think FU tone parts would really improve the tone? Dave, that's a question for you.
Yeah, I think FU tone parts improve every guitar with a Floyd Rose on it.
But those, I think those Super Shredder 3s, those Schecter Sun Valleys, are super cool guitars. And I know that there's several guys that are picking them up and putting them in the arsenal now.
Sure.
So I've not played one yet.
And I agree. And if you ask really nice, you can now get pink hardware from FU-Tone.
Yes, you can.
If you ask nice.
Yeah, well, I had my buddy RJ Ronquillo on my channel last Sunday, and he's got a comparison. I can't say the word.
Comparison.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw his rig rundown today. I tried to contact him and tell him how good it was. It was really super.
Yeah. Hey, so you saw that guitar? He nicknamed Peg Bundy, I believe, with the leopard print.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking, he's like, "Man, I want to do an FU-Tone bridge, like white with pink hardware, pink accents. Do you think we could do that?" So immediately I said to my sister, who was in the chat, I'm like, "Can you text Adam and see if he'll do pink?" And sure enough, we heard back like just after the show ended, so then I messaged him, so he seemed happy about that.
So Bozique says, speaking of Van Halen and LPs, has anyone on the show or in the chat ever played an LP with some sort of VH pickups in it, be it Wolfgang, DiMarzio, Seymour Duncan customs, and how good does it sound? I got to be honest, I don't. I've never. Well, tell us what you think of it, Ty.
Well,
I give you my.
When I start thinking about Van Halen pickups, I'm thinking about a Super Distortion, and I've had that in LP. I'm thinking about custom. I'm thinking about a 78. But most recently, I had a Les Paul that had bare knuckle VH in the bridge position, a bare knuckle VH2 in it. Which was a pretty amazing pickup.
But all the pickups you just spoke about, they're not 14 and 16K like the Wolfgang and the Frankenstein. They're a lot.
The Super Distortion isn't high. I don't really know the value, so I can't.
I think they're all about 10K around there.
Okay. Because I think it was like a PAF was like 7.5, and the Super Distortion started over 9 to 10.
Right. So in a Les Paul, I wouldn't go any heavier than that. I definitely wouldn't put a Frankenstein or Wolfgang pickup in it. It's overkill. It's going to sound way too muddy in a guitar that's mahogany and maple.
But now I think I've had. You would be a better source of information for this, Dave, but I think I have had higher output bridge pickups in my Les Pauls before, because I've had a JB in there before. I've had Sir Doug Aldrich in there before.
Hey, Keith.
Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know, but those are higher output, right?
They can be. Like the JB, I think, is around 12, and it's still not 14 or 16. It's just on the verge of being too much, in my opinion. Now, this is all my opinion. and which is worth shit. That and 25 cents will get you to the bus stop. So I'm just telling you. What my ear's like. In a Les Paul, I go for a less hot pickup. I want to hear the wood of the guitar. I don't want to hear the metal of the bridge. I do not want to hear the pickup sound. I want pickups that are going to accentuate the wood. And that's another reason why I don't play through high gain amplifiers. I play through clean platform and use pedals. And on my pedals, I don't use high gain anymore either. The most I use is mid gain. And if I want to boost for solos, I just drop the Noble's ODR1 on top of it, which is a tiny bit more to get you over that hill.
It's all subjective, but my favorite pickups in a Les Paul are a bare knuckle mule set that I have in a gold top, which is amazing.
Unless you have PAS.
Unless you have PAS. But I also but my favorite neck pickup in a Les Paul is the Alnico 2 Pro.
Absolutely.
Alnico 2 Pro.
The slash pickup sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I got to say, if I didn't have these pickups in this guitar, those would be the pickups that I would have in this guitar. And you know what? Maybe call me poser if you want. I was never really a big Guns fan until I recently saw them live. And, if you're not a Guns fan, go see them live. You will change your mind.
Dave?
You will change your mind because, man, that cat, Slash, I got to tell you, one of the best guitar players on the planet. Can he shred? Maybe not. Is he more bluesy? He is the most tasty guitar player on the planet at the moment. And arguably the most tasty.
I can make an argument that he does indeed shred like crazy. I mean, the solo records that he's done with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, that is a very different playing style than what he did on Appetite and the Illusions because he grew as a player. I mean, he can throw down, man. I mean, he can throw down.
Him and Miles,
it's a great band for sure. It is a great band. What a killer rhythm section in that band.
I'm seeing a few other pickup combinations here, and I wanted to run that by you, Dave. One because a couple people mentioned the pickups. My Music Man Access, it's got the Aaron Norton and the Tone Zone with the 5-way switch.
Not quite that, but it's
close.
May as well be. Yeah,
okay.
It may as well be that.
I would like to try those two pickups with the 5-way switch wiring in a Les Paul.
In a Les Paul, that's interesting.
Especially with the 2 and 4.
I would say they would sound good, but I think they sound the best in a 25.5-inch scale guitar, like a Stratocaster. An S type super strat, they sound the best. And I would say probably in an ash body, they really sound the best. But that would sound interesting,
especially that 2 and 4, because that's magic in those.
Yeah. So we'll wait till Ty comes back for me to say what I wanted to say. Talking about Guns, I know what I want to say, but we'll just wait a second.
Well, there you go. You said we'll wait a second. It was 1 second and Ty reappears.
So today, Ty, I told you that I didn't like Absurd when I saw it.
The song
Absurd. I didn't like it when I saw it live, but I saw a video on YouTube today, not a video, a live clip of that song from my show from Rutherford, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I was able to hear Richard Fortus and Slash going back and forth on the solo section. And I got to say, I do like the song. I do like it. I couldn't understand it when I heard it live because, you hear the stadium sounds and all that and things kind of like if you've never heard a song, you can't really get the idea of it. But when I heard it back today on YouTube, it was the live show, but someone was right up front of the stage. It was and got both guitars in perfectly. They were both the same volume. I understood the song, and I think it's a good song.
Better guitar tandem in a band performing right now than Slash and Richard Fortus go? Who's better?
Yeah.
Who's better than those two guys together? Better tandem.
Nobody. No.
Well, I
Right
beg to
now.
differ with you. I beg to differ with you.
Here we go.
Blackberry Smoke.
Ooh.
I was going to say a band that Ty's going to see in a few weeks. They seem to be a pretty good dual tandem.
Well, I mean, come on. That's not even.
Had to do it, Ty. Had to do it.
That's not even.
But other than that,
Smoke.
until Iron Maiden goes on tour, nobody.
Well, that's three. That's three, Ben, not two.
So is Blackberry Smoke these days.
Maiden's three.
Now.
Blackberry Smoke's got three guitar players.
Three guitar players now, yeah.
Yes, but also, Ty, that's three in Maiden that don't step on each other either.
Same
It's
with Blackberry
amazing. Yeah. It's amazing that they don't.
Yeah, Quentin.
So,
stay alive.
So, Ty, how many concerts are you going to all at once?
Well, I'm doing three. I'm doing three the week that you and I will see each other. And then I don't think I see anything after September. I don't think I see anything until November.
And who are you on cue to see?
This month I'm on cue to see Wolfgang Van Halen. Then I'll see GNR the next night. Then the Stones the next night. Because the Stones are in Charlotte the next night. Tony, did you know that?
Yeah. You were a little on the fence about going or not going.
Yeah.
At one point.
Got to do it, man.
So you're going to see a Wolfgang headline show one night.
Yeah.
You're going to see GNR and Wolfgang open up
the next
in Raleigh the next night, and you're going to see the Stones the next night in Charlotte.
Correct.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then I actually have some things to do in October. Amazingly, fingers crossed. And then I don't see another show. I don't see another show until November, which I think will be Tesla. I think that'll be the first one I see in November.
At where is that?
Well, I've got two to choose from, and you and I could talk after this and see if there's one you want to grab.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Very cool.
Hey, so, Keith, that is exactly what my wife said. She was like, "What year is this?"
I'm just surprised if you're going to have any hearing left after 3 nights of concerts in a row, Ty.
I'm telling you, and God help your wallet.
Hey, Bozique says, out of curiosity, how big is the venue Wolfgang is headlining? God, that's a good question, Bozique. It's not an enormous room. I've played that room before. It's a concert hall. There's no fixed seating. So it's a standing room only kind of thing. I'm going to say 1,000, 1,500 capacity. It's a really good room to see live music in.
Very cool.
Nice.
That's about the same size room I saw Alice in Chains play in.
First time I saw Alice in Chains, I think I'm waiting for Tony to say he was there. It was in a place called in Greenville, South Carolina, and they were opening for the band that I made the trip to see. They were opening for a band called Extreme, who had one of my favorite guitar players at the time in that band.
Hey, Ty, guess what? No, I was not there.
Huh.
But yeah, I saw Alice open up for Extreme.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I saw them on their first headline tour, so they were playing those 1,000-seat type venues on a cold day in November in Toronto.
Nice, cool.
Loudest show I ever saw.
On the Carnal Knowledge tour.
Yeah, when I saw that tour, Baby Animals was opening that show.
Oh.
Carnal Knowledge.
Speaking of Alice in Chains, have you guys seen this photo?
A few people have seen Alice in Chains in concert, apparently.
Have you guys
5150?
Have you guys seen that photo?
Oh, cool.
I have not. No.
Did you know that Eddie Van Halen gave him that guitar?
No.
What
I'm not
guitar is
surprised.
that?
It's a backup Kramer from the 1986 Live Without a Net tour.
Nice.
It's one of the backup Kramers. It's one of the ones that you would see Eddie use on Dreams.
Okay. I laughed the
That's
other day
very
was
cool.
that I think Ultimate Classic Rock had shared that story about Jerry's gold top, and him getting it back after it was stolen. And I looked at it was on Twitter, and I was like, I could read the article, but I heard the story from the guy who actually located the guitar, so I don't need to read that article.
Yeah.
Tom Bruno.
Sandra says that she saw Alice and she was so glad she saw Lane before he passed.
Same. Even though he was a complete a-hole during the concert. Same.
Did you see him on a night that wasn't his best night, Ben?
Well, yeah. He would harass the crowd. He thought he was being cool, harassing the crowd. I'm like, you're not punk rock. You're headlining a tour. Be a professional. And then it seemed like every guitar solo, he slipped inside stage to smoke a joint from his tech or his handler or whoever it was. And then he'd come back just more irritated. And it's just like, whoa, back off. Like we paid $12 to see you, because I think I paid $12 as a headliner to see Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
So Bozique, Eddie actually gave Jerry 3 guitars. He gave him a blue Music Man, a gold top Music Man, and that Kramer. So yeah, Eddie gave Jerry 3 guitars.
That's very cool. And Jerry's tone that night was on point, as always. That was the best part of the show, was just Jerry's tone. It was like,
always is, man. I mean,
yeah.
Great guitar tone. I've learned recently that, I just imagine that guitar tone, that the gain is dimed, right? But I've learned recently that's really not the case. That he's got the power tubes working so hard that he's not diming the preamp.
Right. Well, that was the thing. I was like, it's so loud, but it's still clear. It's just amazing. Yeah. And then I learned that night too, if you have shoulder length hair or longer and you're surfing in the crowd and they push you all the way forward and you get to go over the gate before security makes you go around the side, don't flick your hair right away, because your hair will end up in Mike Bass's bass guitar strings, and then he'll yank your hair out while he's playing. Didn't happen to me. Happened to my buddy Frank. All caught on Much Music.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Guitar Man says $8 to $12 was the going rate for concerts in the 70s and 80s. I remember those days. I remember them well. The first time I saw Van Halen, I remember the ticket stub said, I still have it somewhere. It says $12.50.
Yeah. That was the weird thing about the Toronto market. If you could catch a band on a club tour, like we called it the concert hall, where 1,200 seat or so, there's still that $12, $15 ticket. But as soon as they moved into the hockey rink, it was $60 for the same show.
Yeah, because bands have to pay the rent for that auditorium, for that hockey rink. True.
But the weird part was outside of Toronto, you can see the same concert for $40 in Montreal.
That's right. A lot of people don't know how concerts work. A lot of people think, well, geez, the concert hall asks the band to play there. No, that's not how it works. The band has to pay the concert hall to play there, and then they make whatever money they can make back in ticket sales and merch sales.
Yep.
Kurt says Eddie also gave him 200-watt PVs and 2 cabs.
That's correct.
Which he used for some time.
Yeah.
I think pretty much until he hooked up with Friedman, possibly.
He didn't go back to Marshall in between there?
No, he was using I remember he was using those EVH heads for quite a while.
I have a question for Dave.
Yeah.
I've heard you speak about it, and I've tried to look back in YouTube archives and can't really find it. But
Good luck.
I know you spent a week around Eddie Van Halen.
Not around him, with him.
And I've never, at some point, if not now, at some point, I would love to hear you talk about that.
I could do a whole show on that, and maybe we could talk about that. The reason why when I was on that other show, I tried talking about it, and the host wouldn't really let me do it. So
I have an idea. You two hook up on a Sunday evening, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. I don't want to dedicate a whole show on just that, because literally I could do a 2-hour show on everything that I did with that guy.
Well, you should go on Tony's show and do that. That'd be a cool thing.
I would love to hear about it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I've just been waiting for Tony to invite me on his show. Without me saying, "Hey, Tony, can I come on your show?"
You are invited. Absolutely invited.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson setting the record straight. I forgot about the Bogner. That's right.
Me too.
The Bogner. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And Tony, yes, I would love to come on your show. So
yes,
we'll talk. Absolutely. We'll talk about the whole week I was with Eddie.
I can't.
Maybe not 100% of it, but
the courts allow you to talk about Dave.
Right. It'll be a treat.
Whatever won't hurt his name, I'll talk about.
I've been wanting to hear about that in full, and I think I caught a little bit of it live and then a little bit of it later, but yeah, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, y'all should definitely do that. Thank you, Tom. That's nice of you to say. And did y'all see that ridiculously sick Les Paul that Tom posted this week with that top?
Oh, nice,
Oh yeah, right.
And he's shredding too. We were talking about that on Monday night. Tom's playing has really improved the last while, and for those who don't know, Tom had some hand injuries, so he's on a long road back, and
he is on the mend.
So proud of him.
Good to see Tommy back. Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling him Tommy Two Notes.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab another quick diet drink. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Tom, thank you for the super chat, man.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Says we want to get you as a guest as soon as possible. You're the best, Dave. Hell of a nice guy. So much to share and a total mensch. Well, thank you so much. If I would have read that before I actually read it out loud, I probably wouldn't have read it. But thank you very much, and I appreciate the super chat as well. It's so nice of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is a group effort, and I gotta give total props to Ty and Ben, because although yes, it's my name on the show. First of all, it's Ty's name, and Ben and Ty are the reason why this show works. It's really
as Tom says, I'm just here to fill the dead air, because that's what he said on my Monday show. For those who don't know, Tom co-hosts Halenville with Tony on Sunday nights. He co-hosts Canucks with Guitars with me on Monday nights. He's an all-around cool cat. And to save Tom from the typing, I'm going to answer Bo Zeke's question, because Tom also did duty last Sunday night, because I had RJ Ronquillo on. Quite the player. Check out his rig rundown, as Dave said.
Oh, dude, he's amazing.
And Tom came on to co-host with me at the request of RJ, because RJ and Tom went to college together at the University of Miami, taking music courses, and they were good friends. And so I said to Tom, hey, you should pop on, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I haven't actually talked to RJ in 20 years, other than through YouTube chats. So it was really cool to have the two of them on, because I got to hang back a bit, and they're like, hey, do you still have this from back in the day? Yes. And I still this and that. And they were talking about each other's gear that they used in college. And it was really cool hanging. Tom's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let everybody in on what may be a secret for some. But if you studied music at the University of Miami, you are a bad man, because that is one of the premier programs in the country. And the University of Miami is no joke with their music program. Tom went through that program. He's a bad boy.
Yeah, I think he switched into audio engineering side of things partway through. If I'm not mistaken, Tom, you can slap me later. And then, and then RJ kind of veered into the jazzy stuff, because why not? So you learn all those fancy chords that Ty talks about, where they have letters and numbers in the names.
Hey, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Algebra chords.
Thank you, Keith.
And also thank you, Bozique. I didn't get a chance to say thank you, but thank you, Bozique, for the.
Thank you,
chat.
Bozique. Thank you, Keith. That was very nice. Yeah, Andy Timmons went to the University of Miami.
Nice.
Yeah.
And thanks again. Terry's been posting the links in the chat there for us, moderator to the stars that he is. And he also co-hosts my show on Monday nights. There we go.
Yeah.
Didn't want him to feel
Yes.
left out. And I hope he's feeling better. He was having some health issues earlier in the week.
Yes, definitely
Yeah,
feel better.
definitely.
So, real quick, I want to show someone. I have well, it's not really an unboxing because I've unboxed it already.
Damn straight you did.
Uh-oh.
But I want to show people what I think is the best 70s style plexi JMP in a little box, like a JMP. It's really a JMP, but you can kind of get plexi out of it too. And I want to thank my newest friend, Lawrence Petros at LPD Pedals, and Ben Coombs for this 74 pedal. It is ridiculous how good it is. This is the best Marshall in a box I've ever heard in my life.
Cool.
No joke. No joke. And he does a JCM 800 style pedal as well that is also off the charts, which is called the 87. And that'll be my next one. But my God, is this an amazing pedal. Thank you so much, Lawrence. And also, I'm not going to take it apart, but on the inside, he personalized it for me.
Yeah, signed yours, Dave. Doesn't sign mine anymore.
Oh, let me show you. I have taken a picture of it. And this is what's on the inside of this pedal.
That's very cool.
Nice. Thank you so much, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt.
Ah, 316. That's awesome.
That is
Great.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kurt.
316.
Nice.
Goodness.
All right, I got something to show you, Dave. Since
Okay.
you popped your LPD cherry. Oh, I put this together. I got to
Oh,
put my arm
man,
under
look
it.
at
None of
you,
these are
man.
Velcroed in. Oh, there we go.
Oh, dude. Nice.
This is the LPD Embers.
Yes, the Klon.
Yeah, there we go. And then we've got the white one is his 68, which is his Plexi.
Plexi, yes.
Then we have an 87 Deluxe.
Very cool.
That way I can have both channels, either or. The green being your JCM 800, the red being your Jose modded Plexi.
Mm-hmm.
Next to that is his chorus pedal, the title chorus. And, there we go. On the end is his White Rabbit delay.
Very nice, man.
Currently unavailable, but there might be some news on that coming out in the new year. Just saying.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff.
Because if he's not going to bring that pedal back as one of his production delays, then I'm releasing it as a signature delay because I love it that much.
Very cool, man.
Yeah. So
Very nice.
I'm trying to get a store to carry his stuff in Canada. So that's why I put together the LPD sales board.
Well, I can't, Dave called me one afternoon and he was like, you have got to go see this. And so I'm really excited to check out that 87. And I'm looking forward to us finalizing a date to bring him on Nez Says and talk to him.
Cheers,
And
and welcome back,
just
Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. And just so all you guys know, we're working on that. Gear Junkie 35, man. Always good to see you. Have a great night.
We're working on getting some really cool guests, some very big names. I'm not going to mention anything until everything is set in stone. But we're going to have some really good shows. I mean, I think they're all good shows. At least I think they are. I have a great time doing these shows with these gentlemen and with all of you in the chat. Every show, whether it's just the three of us or we have a guest, it's always a lot of fun, and I think they're all special. And the fact that you all join us on a Thursday night when the next day is usually work time in the morning, early in the morning, thank you so much for all of it. But as far as the guests are concerned, we'll be getting some guests on in the very near future, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you got that person, you got that." It's going to be good.
We got the amazing Fruitcake Tony with us this week.
That's right.
And we're so happy that Tony agreed to join us. You know, Tony, at that Kiss show that you and I were talking about in the 70s, I remember at the merch table, first time I ever got merch from a merch table, I got the giant program. And I remember they had the posters of each individual member, right? And my mom sprang for all of that. So, we took away all of that, and that's probably the oldest memorabilia that I own, or that I acquired. You know, myself. My mom passed some things on to me. Several years ago, after I was having a birthday, my mom knew how much I revered these original printings of some Beatle records, and she gave me those. And
nice.
Those are really cool, really cool. But anyway, what was the first piece of memorabilia that you collected for yourself?
It was the guitar pick I caught in '81 from Eddie
From Van Halen. Okay.
Yeah. And that went from collecting guitar picks at concerts to getting stuff signed to when you're grown up and gosh, I have all this stuff. Well, how about some more?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
what's your favorite autograph?
Oh gosh, I've got so many. I've got albums signed. I've got all kind of stuff signed.
I'm going to quickly answer Bozique's question on the 87. He was asking if you get the two channels on just the deluxe. No, this is basically two 87s side by side, except they share a presence, a global presence. But you look closer, there's mini toggles, and that's how you toggle between the red and the black, or red and the green channels. And also, Dave, because you're getting one, and you, as you see, Lawrence doesn't include any documentation. He's like, figure it out on your own, which is awesome. But inside the 87, there's also an internal switch, which is a bright switch, like you would on an amp as well. So
yeah, I would keep that on the off position.
I think by default it might be on. I can't remember. I use it on the red channel, but off for the green because it gives me more of a Malcolm as opposed to Angus. That's what I call it, Malcolm and Angus.
Papa Blue has a question for you, Tony. He says, "Do you play guitar?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do. Have since I was 11 or 12. Yeah.
I think we know the answer to this question, but
guitar, and I think I see it, and it's the right answer.
Yep, that was the question.
What is that?
What's your go-to guitar?
What is my go-to guitar? I love my acoustics. I've got an old Takamine that is beat to hell. That is like my kids almost. I'll tell them that. But no, I've got a little bit of everything. I've got a few acoustics, a few electrics. But yeah, I love my acoustics.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I got an old Ovation that I hammer on, but yeah, I mean, I do like to plug up and play, and I've got a number of electrics too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I only have a couple electrics.
Well,
Only a couple.
One or two.
Yeah.
Oh, good question, Amanda. Tony, if you won the North Carolina lottery, what would you start collecting that you currently don't?
That I do probably nothing new, but yeah, it may. I don't know. It might involve a high end piece or two along the way, I'm sure. But no, you know, I mean, I collect baseball memorabilia too. Um, Not as much as my music memorabilia, but
What
yeah,
about tractors, Tony? Sandra says you'd collect more tractors.
tractors. She didn't say that, did she?
I think
Oh,
protractor.
she has her tractor collection. Yeah,
Well, she said she has an eclectic guitar collection too. Sandra, when are you going to come
she
on and show
does.
us some of your cool guitars?
Yeah, I'd love to have
Yes.
her on. Let's do it.
Yeah, Ricky and her have a house full of guitars. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Christopher
Wow.
collects Kentucky Derby mint julep glasses. That's very cool. Are you in Kentucky, Chris?
Don't get Quentin started on the Kentucky Derby. Jeez.
Jerby.
That too. Both of them.
Oh dear Lord.
Amanda coming with the big gun questions tonight. Tony, is there a holy grail guitar pick for you?
Yeah, there is, and I happen to have it in a little thing that I was
Well,
hadn't
let's get you all right here.
documented yet. But Ben, I'm sorry, I was going to show this on your show Sunday, but
That's okay. That's okay. And for those who don't know, yes, Tony's doing a YouTube world tour, Long Island tonight. He's got a home date on Saturday. Then he's coming north of the border to hang on my channel on Sunday night.
Oh, cool.
You get an extra helping, folks. Check it out.
never a scoop.
Nope, never.
Citizen Kane's wants my thoughts on the Richie Kotzen signature telly. Well, it's good enough for Richie. It's good enough for any one of us. I'll tell you that. I've played one. The neck is really big,
It is.
like a little bit too big for my hands, but the guitar itself is really well made. It's made in Mexico, but it's high end. It's a really good guitar.
I've owned a couple of them, and I've gigged them. Really good guitar. Sounds great. Very versatile. Very, very big neck. Really can't emphasize enough how unexpectedly big that neck was.
It's uncomfortable for most people.
It was not, and I will say that it was not uncomfortable for me, but yeah, there's a lot to grab onto there.
Mhm.
But very good guitar, and they put gorgeous tops on them.
That they do. One of the few guitars out of Fender Japan that isn't a Fender special run anymore.
Oh,
Fender
that's
Japan's
right.
pretty much exclusive FSR.
It's made in Japan, right? It's
is.
not
It
made in
is.
Mexico. It's made in Japan.
Made in
That's
Japan.
right. I'm
Japan.
sorry. Very sorry. I made that mistake. I'm
And
saying Mexico.
there it is on a gig right there. Great guitar. That's an outdoor gig, obviously.
Now that's bound on the top, isn't it? It's
Yes, it's bound on the top, kind of like what you got in your lap, Dave, but it's not bound. It's not bound on the
back.
on the back. In fact, it's got the Kotzen's got a tummy cut on the back.
Right.
Yes, that I know. Yeah, it would be really cool if it had an arm cut, an elbow cut as well. Which brings me to a guitar that I've. I think that's the only one ever made by Fender. It was a 1957 Telecaster, two-tone sunburst, with a tummy cut and an arm cut. It had all the Stratocaster cuts. The only one ever made, and I played it at Well Strung Guitars. It was the coolest Telecaster I've ever played in my life.
No doubt.
I'll tell you the reason that I got that Kotzen Telly, because that was a country gig, and I was playing with a regional I was doing some sideman work for a regional country band. And if you know anything about modern country music, you know, it's really kind of, it has a lot of pop music, popular
It's
music
rock and roll.
elements.
It's rock
It's
and
got
roll
a lot of rock and roll,
with twang.
you know, to it with some twang. And I found that guitar was like, it was great. I could back the volume off and it cleaned up really well. And I could pull the volume up and just wail on a solo. And it was really good for that. And because it's a telly, it fits into that country music format very, very well. So that was the whole reason that I got the guitar for that specific string of gigs that I was doing. But yeah, great guitar. If you're thinking about getting one, I would recommend it.
Yep.
So my sister had asked, Tony, what's the most memorable way you obtained a pick? Who gave it to you? How did it got to you?
We were at a Kiss show in the 90s, the no makeup era. And we are near the stage, and Paul chunked a handful of them out at the end of the show, and they just rained down. And I only got one. You know, everybody around me has lots of them and whatever. I got one. I'm good. So that night or the next day, my girlfriend says, "Here's your Kiss pick." I'm like, here's my Kiss pick. When he threw those out, one fell in her bag, in her stuff, and it came home too. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So the good and the bad, you know, leave your purse open at a concert. Somebody might dip in, snag your cell phone. On the plus side, you might end up with a pick. So
that's right. So Amanda Kuhn says, "Don't tell me you licked it up."
No, good one though.
That's a very sharp, Amanda. Very sharp.
Good.
I think Brendan B. Squared and Jay have a cool memorabilia at a concert story. Yeah.
Oh well, we need to hear those.
I think it involved a drumstick.
Oh yes, yep.
If you've heard this, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not commenting on it. Look, search for it, folks.
That's the wildest one I've heard.
It's not G-rated either.
Oh Lord. Well, this show is.
Mike Johnson says, my best pick is a Waylon Jennings pick. He saw me wearing a Fender shirt. When he ended, he walked off and handed me his pick.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's just cool.
That's very cool.
That's how it's done. Cool. Yeah.
A Waylon pick would be cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've got a picture with a Waylon guitar.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
One of his?
No. My buddy Dion, who worked for the Gibson Custom Shop for a very long time. He was the head of repair and restoration. And like if Slash would come in with a broken guitar, he was the guy that fixed it for him. So, yeah, chances are he fixed that '87 Standard from the Appetite record.
Sounds like Jay got an Anthrax drumstick in an interesting way.
Yeah. That's the one we weren't going to talk about. It's there. Yep. Yeah. Originally they said it was Jay and Brendan. I was going to say Jeannie was involved.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't want to go there.
Yeah, I hate talking about someone's wife. Girlfriend, someone you're having fun with on the side's a different story, but a wife you don't know.
Nice. My sister says Waylon could read shampoo instructions and it would sound like wisdom from the ancients. Yep.
Oh, Christopher's got a KK Downing pick.
Nice, Chris.
I did the same thing with Bill Henderson from the band Chilliwack. We saw him at a meet and greet after the show, and he was still he's sitting there with his pick, just playing it in his fingers. And they were selling drumsticks. So I got drumsticks from Chilliwack. And the funny thing is, they're like, "Do you want new ones or used ones?" Like, well, of course I want the used ones.
Uh-huh.
So the band signed them, and then I said, "How much for your pick?" He says, "What?" I said, "Name your price. Donate the money to charity. I don't care." He goes, "You really want my pick?" I said, "Hell yeah, I do. Take it. Thanks."
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And my sister was there. That's right. I think that might have been our first concert we went to together was Chilliwack.
So I told you guys the story where, I'm not going to go into the whole Eddie Van Halen story, but in 97, I've said this story before. He borrowed one of my Music Man guitars. I worked at Manny's. The store only had one in an unopened box. The guy didn't want to lend it to anyone. Who didn't matter if it was Eddie Van Halen or not. And Eddie needed to borrow a 2 humbucker Floyd Rose guitar. So I went home and got one of mine, lent it to him over the weekend. And when he brought it back to me, he wrote this nice little letter on the back of a pack of picks and gave me a handful of his guitar picks. And that was cool. I thought, it was nice for him to give those to me. So I think that was the coolest. That was the coolest way to get guitar picks from anyone.
Oh yeah, I would say so. And my sister's right. Yeah, we saw the Warning concert
there
first.
Yeah, goodness, Dave.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Wow. So at Manny's, you met your share of musicians, I'm sure, Dave.
I met almost everyone that you would want to meet. Almost everyone. Yeah. I didn't meet any Beatles, which I really wish I did. I didn't meet Eric Clapton, but I met Jeff Beck. I met Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Jimmy Vivino was at that time was very friendly with me. We would sit down in the guitar department, and I would happen to have one of my vintage, maybe a vintage Telly. Like I had a vintage Blackguard, like a 54 at the time, and he would play my guitar for a while. Then the next day he'd bring his Blackguard in for me to play. We'd sit there and play for a while. It was the same thing. It was a very cool thing. In fact, I got another Vivino story. If you've seen my post on Facebook today, I posted a picture of two Explorer style guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that photo out. Here, this photo right here. Now, my buddy who is going to be on this show, I'm not going to mention his name. This guitar, the Explorer on where my finger is with the split headstock, that guitar right there. I don't know how I did that, but
I don't know either. That was perfect timing.
That guitar was owned by Jimmy Vivino, and I bought it from a store that Jimmy had just left from selling it, and I bought the guitar, and then I sold it to my buddy a while back. And he brought it over today for me to visit with it today. So I took a picture of the currently owned and the previously owned Explorer
cool.
stuff. And
that is very cool.
I miss that guitar so much, and it is currently for sale. It is a lot of money, but if anyone's interested in a Gibson split headstock Carina Explorer, just contact me and I'll let you know, and I'll give you the particulars. It's so expensive that I can't even afford it, but if you can have it.
I can't, so I won't.
I love Explorers.
That guitar is literally just over 6 pounds. It is so light. When I picked it up again today, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how light this guitar is, and resonant and everything you would expect in a Carina Explorer without the hockey stick headstock. It was so amazing to have that guitar in my hands again today. And then when he said he's selling it because he's never taken it on a gig. He's taken it on maybe 4 rehearsals since he's owned it, and he never plays it. He's like, well, Dave, it's for sale. I'm like, give me a month or two and maybe I can come up with some sort of something. But
to read some of the comments.
It's not like he needs the money. He's set, but he wants the guitar to go to someone who will play it. And I don't blame him. But I wish I can come back to this house.
Very nice.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
Maybe it will.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's a 5-figure guitar. That's all I'm going to say.
Should be.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. I love Explorers. I think the big misunderstanding, the first time you pick up an Explorer, you're expecting it to be heavier than it is. I mean, you pick them up, they're pretty light. The other really surprising thing about an Explorer to me was how well they fit on your body.
Yeah.
You don't wear that guitar really low, but it just kind of fits right here. And it is very balanced. It's easy to get around on, and they're fast guitars.
Mm-hmm. They really are.
I learned on a Hamer Explorer. And
I love those. I love those guitars.
I remember
standard. The standard, right?
I can't recall, and I remember it heavy though.
Some of them are heavy.
The only Explorers I've ever picked up are E2s, and then everything post, 90. So they were all mahogany guitars. I never, at least the ones that I've picked up and the ones that I've owned have never been heavy. But I've never had a Hamer, and I'm sitting here thinking if I ever played one. I don't know that I ever played a Hamer Explorer.
I played a Hamer, but not an Explorer Hamer.
Papa Blue says, Dave, is your wife listening? Speak up. Well, Papa Blue, just to let you know, I tell her everything. I never lie to her when it comes to guitars because it's just going to come back and bite you in the ass. So
and she's from Texas. You got to watch that.
I just tell her everything. And instead of asking for permission, I pray for forgiveness.
There you go.
Of course it is, Jay. Of course it is.
Yeah.
I would show off my James Hetfield pick to Jay, but I don't know where it is. And then Dave would kick me off the show anyway. So.
Oh no! I mean, come on. I've floated the F-bomb on here before. It's okay. Just not every 5 words.
Oh no! I was just figuring for showing off a metallic piece of memorabilia. I get you.
Very cool. Is that an Eddie pick or a Sammy pick?
Eddie pick.
That's cool. And that's real deal. That's right around 1986 or 88.
This right here is actually Europe of 84.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really? He's the red in 84?
Yeah, they were white with black from Us Fest all the way to 84, but during the break they made the colors, and yeah.
That's cool.
That's one of those.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I only have one EVH pick, and mine's from February 84.
I think I got.
Mine's from 2012.
Nice.
The funny part is, I traded one of those James Hetfield picks for this. The guy's like, "Oh, I want one of those Hetfield picks so bad." I'm like, "Got an Eddie pick? Yeah, score."
I misplaced mine for about 10 years, and
That's my Nicky Six pick. It's in here somewhere.
Yeah, I misplaced it. It was for about 10 years. I was convinced it was gone forever. And then, surprise, came across it very unexpectedly, and there it was.
Yep.
I got some very cool ones here. I'll show you. 1 second.
Oh, I'm gonna outcool you. Here you go, right there. Bam. But do you have one of these?
What is that?
Uh-oh.
I do. I do have one.
Put that up with the celebrity picks. There you go.
Keith's faves are the two that he's got from Joe Perry and Joe Satriani.
Nice. Oh,
Now, although I can't prove it
Nice.
because that's very cool. Although I can't prove it because you can buy these any old place. This one was from 2015.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got that from Tom Weber. This one is, I believe, early 86.
Yeah, that's 86. Yeah.
This one is a Mike Anthony from 86.
Nice. Sweet, Dave.
Yeah.
Sweet. Mikey.
I've got a couple more really cool ones.
Nice.
Here is a one from 88, OU812.
Very nice.
The writing is starting to wear off on this.
Yeah.
I mean,
see.
it just goes away after a while.
Yeah, that's
after
cool
years and
right
years.
there. Yeah.
Tony, do you have any metal Def Leppard picks?
Yes.
I know that they throw the plastic out, but they play with metal picks.
Come on,
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah. I got one of Viv's and Phil's.
Damn it. It did, and it didn't. There we go.
I have this one too.
But Dave,
Oh, Quentin fucking James. Quentin James has got picks and I don't have one. Oh, look at dude, and I don't have one. Quentin.
yeah, you gotta keep an eye on that Quentin boy. I tell you.
Nice. Bring on the donkey pick.
Yeah, I have a Bring On the Donkey pick. I have a red one and a yellow one, which is probably in that dish somewhere. But yeah.
Sorry, Amanda.
Sandra wants to see a Randy Rhoads pick, Tony.
Good luck.
Oh gosh, I don't have any of that. I've just got a little jar of recent stuff out. I do have
The Mammoth.
I do have the latest of the wolf stuff. Yeah.
That's
really
really
awesome.
awesome. Oh, wait, here they are. Here's some more. Here is some more. Gee, I wonder where I got this from. And I wonder where I got this from.
Oh, nice. 84. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
And the Bring On the Donkey ones are in here somewhere. I can't find them. Or shit. Oh, I gotta find them. Anyway. So what else, guys? Oh, I got this. Ha ha. So put this in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay.
There
Nice.
you go.
Oh, and I have this. Forgot about this. Hang on.
Oh, George Lynch. That's right.
I have a Lynch
Mention
too.
once.
All of mine are in the other room. I should have brought those. I should have had the foresight to bring those in here before we got started.
And for those of you who don't know, our illustrious guest, Fruitcake Tony,
Mm-hmm.
gifted me those 2 Van Halen picks and that Lynch pick years ago. These things.
That's where I got my Stones and my Ace Frehley, my Paul Stanley, my GNR picks, all from that guy. Because he's awesome.
He's the man.
Mm-hmm.
And I do
He
have
dared me to
find-
stump him. And I was just like, yeah, all right. Izzy Stradlin. He's like, done. I was like, really?
I know,
Come on,
same
that
thing.
man's
Yeah,
an enigma.
yeah. He's got it all.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff that. What's this? Oh, Chicago.
Mike says he's won 4 picks on Tony's show.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mike has, Chris has 2 in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin has.
Yep. Yeah, he said he won a Nuno
yeah.
pick, and surprisingly, he still can't play like Nuno. I feel your pain, dude. I feel your pain.
Me too.
I was gonna say, I should have my Mike Inez pick is around here somewhere, Tony. Or was it Mike Starr that we did?
Mike Starr.
Mike Starr. That's right. It was Mike Inez I saw in concert.
I want a Quentin James pick.
You got to make that happen, Quentin.
Yes, please.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anybody else's pick. Oh, no.
Ty, do you have any personalized picks?
With my name on it?
Yeah.
Not in this room. Nope, not in this room.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Oh, you guys need to send some of those picks to me, brothers.
This was, again, from my pick guy. He's like, you need some signature picks. So, and I found my baggie with the last half dozen, and they're going to be placed in guitars at a music store tomorrow. That's what I like to do, leave them behind in music stores.
Nice.
So the last round of picks that I got from a different company. Let me see if I can find the name of that company because I was very pleased.
See you, Randy.
Um,
My sister has 0 personalized picks. I just want to be involved.
Yeah. God, I don't know if I can put my hands on the name of this company really quick, but boy, did they do a good job.
Let me show you guys one that I forgot about that was a gift to me. Tom Weber did his thing a couple of weeks ago, and Kurt was at that event. Kurt here in the chat.
Nice.
Mhm.
And
Oh, really?
Kurt sent me a Tom Weber pick from that event.
Awesome.
Is that when Tom did the setup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. It looks just like him.
Thanks,
He's out.
Kurt.
Tom's out on the road with the Doobie Brothers right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
The company, the last
Good
company
for
I
him.
used is a company
That's
called
good for him.
Intune Guitar
Oh, yeah.
Picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
IntuneGP.com.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. They do personalized stuff. Bozique sent me a pic. Bozique, is this Prince? I can't tell. And do you mind if I show it on here?
Yeah, he said he sent you a pick of a pick. A pick of a
Yeah.
pick? Pick of a pick? That is, in fact, a Prince pick.
That's pretty
No, it's
cool.
a dragon pick. No, that's a dragon pick, Dave. 3 different corners. 3 picks in one.
That's
Dragon
it, Tom.
That's it.
Intune GP. intunegp.com.
Yeah.
And I actually
Never get around to getting picks made. That's who I'm using.
have a picture of the bag right there.
I've been using Didario and Planet Waves forever. I mean, I have bags and bags and bags full of them that I don't think in my lifetime I'll ever use them all.
That's
I know.
who
I've talked to
GNR
Rob from
uses.
Tessie Switch about using the guy that Rob uses for the Tessie Switch picks. That's who it was. I knew I was talking to somebody not too long ago about it. He's like, I got a guy. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
All those guitar picks, Ty, from 16 on, GNR picks are in tune guitar picks.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what were the real early? What were the early ones that? Because I mean, you and I have GNR stuff back from Appetite.
I don't know who made their stuff back then, but
Do you know who did the? Do you know who did the Velvet Revolver stuff?
In tune.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I knew a guy in that camp. He's unfortunately, now that we're going to watch them here in a couple of weeks, I don't know that he works there anymore, but I used to have a guy in that camp, and I would literally have it show the bag you just showed, Ty.
Mm-hmm. If I didn't close it out. Yep.
I've got bags that are the same bag as that are like this. I guess a whole gross bag, and you could tell it's been opened up a million times. And the guy would send me whatever in these old bags that they obviously use on tour.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did a similar thing at the Premier Guitar booth at the last name show I was at. Walked over, got a bag of 200 picks because they were ones that my friend JJ loves. And he's like, hey, can you get me some of those Premier Guitar picks? Because I grabbed like 50 at the Summer Nam show. And so I walked up and I said, I'm going to grab a bunch of these picks. The guy goes, hang on, don't take these all off here. They're for anybody to grab walking by. And he grabbed me like a Ziploc bag of 200. He goes, here, take this. So I handed it to JJ. I said, does this fill you for picks for a while? He looks at me. He's, you're insane, brother, as only JJ would say. So there you go.
Very cool.
I kept a few for myself, but he's set for life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keith is asking if I'm going to the Monsters of Rock cruise because the Killer Dwarves are playing. I am not at this time, unfortunately. International travel isn't really an option for me at the moment. So, but yes, Daryl, Russ, Jerry, and the hell, bass player's name? He goes by Moishi on social media, so they're going to be there. Yeah, very cool. Great show too. Killer Dwarves still got it. They tuned down a half step now, but they still got it.
I mean, that's everyone tunes down a half step.
And plus, Russ used to sing way up there. Way up there.
I would love to go on a rock cruise like that. Yeah.
You'd be in your element there, Tony.
Oh, good God. Yeah.
Actually, I could see Tony just walking up to guys. Do you remember playing with this pick 30 years ago? They're like, dude, I haven't played one of those in ages.
I did that with Larry Mitchell. You know, Larry Mitchell had a bunch of picks when I first met him 30 years ago, and they are so hard to come by. I've given a couple to Jay Hannon as a gift because he's a big Larry Mitchell's one of the reasons why he plays guitar. So I recently showed it to Larry. He's like, "Oh my God, I don't even have one. Can you send one here?" So I sent him one, but yeah, he didn't even have one of those old picks.
There is a guy who I met a while back who is a big Judas Priest collector. Okay. And he goes on one of these rock cruises each year. It's not the Monsters of Rock. It's one of the harder rock, the 40,000 pounds of steel, something like that. I don't know. But this guy, and I had him on the show as a guest on the Judas Priest show, but to get guitar picks on these rock cruises, he dresses up, and this is his card.
Dick Man?
Yes.
That's very funny.
That's
I dig
great.
And he's got like a microphone like this and a little thing on the belt and leotards and yeah. So that's his way of going on the cruise and leaving with a couple hundred
No doubt.
in his pocket, you know.
That's great.
I love it. Why not?
Very cool. So, guys, we can do this forever. It's 10 o'clock. I
It
want
is.
to leave you guys. I want to leave you guys with a question that I would like answered.
Ooh.
So, this guitar has a white guard on it.
Yes.
White guard or mint green guard?
Tortoiseshell.
I can't do tortoise on this.
White, then fine.
Ty? Now remember, this is like a 64 Tele Custom. It's not a real 64, but it's like an acting 64 Tele Custom.
I'm going to tell you what I would do. It just path of least resistance. That guard's already on there. I'd leave it alone, and I would just leave it and love it, and it'd be mine. I wouldn't change it because I'm too lazy to change it.
Okay.
That's pretty lazy.
Pretty lazy.
I don't really think it's got
You don't
anything
have-
attached with the neck pickup.
You don't have
isn't
to
attached
take any.
the guard.
You don't have to take any pickups out or anything.
No.
It's just the 8 screws, and that's it.
Do I have to take the strings off?
No. Pick guard slides right underneath strings.
I might drink an extra cup of coffee that Saturday morning and do it. Otherwise, I'd leave it alone.
I'd like a yellow guard. Just
Well,
give that white one to your favorite chain smoker for 3 days, and
I do like what Ben said about the tortoise guard though. That's killer.
The whole thing about this guitar for me is the 1982 Billy Squier "Don't Say No" record cover,
okay.
where he's sitting with his back against the wall, holding this guitar just like this,
Yeah.
and it's this guitar with a green guard on it, because his is a real 62, or a real early 60s one. So I ordered a green guard because I really think this white is too white. But
until you make it dirty.
I think it looks perfect.
Yeah, I do too. I like it, and it matches the binding. I dig it. I would just play the fool out of it.
well, that's what I'm doing.
Good.
I don't know if any of you could see this, but hang on. Let's see if I can get it in the right light. You see?
Oh yeah. I saw some swirlification situation. Jeez, I think Liberace was playing that thing, Dave.
Well,
Wearing your favorite Rolex while you're playing?
a day or two of wearing turquoise and silver bracelets while playing your guitar will do that.
That did it. Wait, Larry Mitchell?
No, no. Very funny you should say that, though. But there was a time when I would dress as the white Larry Mitchell. Yeah, it was very funny. I didn't have my own identity way back then.
The original Ebony
but I-
Ivory, the two you walked
But
on,
I
so-
still, a lot of times if I'm going out or if I'm doing something that's not in my own house, I do put jewelry on,
Nothing wrong
and
with that.
I do wear turquoise and silver.
Nice.
So yeah, I happen to have some bracelets on, and I was playing this guitar.
That's how you do it the right way.
Lo and behold,
Mhm.
it has become a relic.
It'll do it every time.
Or you can wear like 53 small bracelets like Slash.
Yeah, I was gonna.
No, I can't do that.
Right.
I used to wear a lot of bracelets. I just stopped in the last couple of years.
Too much effort.
And, a lot of bling.
I wear wristbands all the time.
Very funny.
Yeah, Amanda says she likes the white too, but do whatever you want to do.
Well,
So
I'm
you
gonna.
for white, you for green, few for
I will.
tortoise.
I will make sure because it's coming in the mail tomorrow. I'll put it on there. Take a photo with it, and do a before and after, and put it on Facebook and see what everyone says, and then I'll do what I want to do.
I do like the idea of the tortoise guard. I've always loved that on a sunburst. I love it on a Strat and with the white pickups.
Tortoise guard on a sunburst Strat with white pickups and white knobs, that rocks. But on this telly, not so much. Not so much. Oh, and more. There's more. Let's see. You see all the scratch marks up here. Wait, over here. If I get some light right. Hang on.
I'm digging it.
Oh, forget it. There they are. Oh, no. Can you see them? There they are.
Oh, there they are. You're doing that Bruce Springsteen strumming.
Well, the thing is, that's all I can do these days is strum.
Yep.
Can't really do much picking right now. And that's what's happening. You know, it's
Dave, you ever tried to use a thumb pick and like maybe you're some hydro picking with your middle finger and ring finger?
Well, I do that, but the thumb pick falls off. There's not enough for it to grab on here.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. I didn't know. You remember? See, I've only got new ones in here. I don't have the old ones. You know how the old ones, they weren't the plastic ones. They were
metal. Yeah,
they were metal, and you could shape them to.
I have those. I have those. They're just, you would think there's enough for it to grab onto, but in here is not enough.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Ben, I'm thinking about even like more of a ring than that. Like I don't have one
more like that shape. That's a D'Addario one.
I gotta tell you,
I don't have one in here.
I do have one in here, but they're all underneath my desk because they all fall down, so I can't grab them right now.
Anyway,
Deering makes them, and I was using them for a little while, and then it's like, first of all, they're not they are pliable, but they become too pliable. So as you're playing, they get larger. You can't keep them tight on your whatever I have left on my thumb, so they just fall off. And when you make them too tight, they kind of like fall off because there's not much of a shelf here for them. It's a shame. It really is a shame. I'm really thinking about looking into like the thimbles that Tony Iommi used, or something just to elongate my thumb so that I can put a thumb pick on.
Sure.
Dave, I have an idea for you, and we'll talk offline, and I'm going to send you something that might work for you, man. I don't know why I have not thought about this before now, but have you ever I've just found it. It's right here. Have you ever seen a device like this, Dave?
Yeah, hang on. Let me get you up top so I can really see it.
Or he kicks himself out of the show.
All right.
One of them buttons.
Are you still there, or did we lose you? I think we lost you.
There you go.
Oh no,
I'm back.
Yep.
Have you ever seen one of these, Dave?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Okay. So it fits in the palm here, and you can grip this pick a number of different ways. And it's so that you can use it like this, and it'll change the angle of your picking stroke.
Uh-huh.
You can go here and use more of a hybrid thing. I'm going to send this to you. See if this will work.
Well, thank you. I'll try anything. Excuse me. I'm gonna sneeze.
Have any of you guys in the chat ever used one of these?
I've never.
I don't even know what they're called. but it changes the angle of your pick. And depending on what you're playing, how you're playing, like we were talking about, Tony was talking about his acoustics earlier. That's originally why I got this. It was for an acoustic
I've
guitar
never
thing.
seen that. That's interesting right there.
It's really cool. I'm going to send this to you, Dave. I'll mail it out tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anything will help.
Jack Blades of Night Ranger plays the bass with one of those.
Oh, really?
He doesn't hold a pick
thumb pick?
On the thumb. Yeah, it's a thumb pick.
Yes.
He's done that his whole career.
Well, Johnny Highland used to use a flat pick, and then for something happened to his hand where he couldn't hold on to picks anymore. So he started using a thumb pick, and now he wouldn't go back if he had to. He wouldn't go back. He loved using a thumb pick, and God, he is probably one of the best guitar players on the planet.
Mm-hmm. I've got to get tuned into how he was using those acrylic nails. Mm-hmm. For the hybrid picking. Keith asked if I knew who made this. Keith, I'm going to try to find that out before next week's show, and see how I can track down how I got this. There was a player out of Nashville that actually recommended this to me quite a while ago. It's a pretty useful little tool. I'll find out who makes it, and I'll let you guys that are interested know. Cool. And you can change the cool thing about this is you can change these picks out. So if you have a particular gauge you like, you can put the gauge that you prefer.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Oh, by the way, while I have you on here, Ty, my string stretches come on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Looking forward to those because my hands are getting beat up from stretching strings. I'll tell you that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hearing that. All right. See you, Bozique. And hello.
Good night, Bozique.
Yeah, we're gonna split in a minute too. So
yes.
We have another guest joining us next week. Want to mention that Michael Thomas from Steven Adler's band.
Nice.
Cool.
The guitar player in Steven Adler's band is going to join us. He is scheduled to join us next week at 8:00. We're excited to have him on.
Is he still calling the band Adler's Appetite?
It is Adler. He is a great guitar player. He's got an amazing guitar tone. And so looking forward to having a good conversation with him.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you
Amanda, that is right, Amanda. It's Pykmax, Pykmax. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much, Dwight. Thanks for stopping by, and for coming by. Thanks to every one of you people for coming.
Good night, Dwight.
Great show
really,
tonight.
really a lot of fun.
Dave, Ty, and Ben, this has been a blast. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Dude.
Hey, fantastic, I had such a great time, Tony. Let's do it again Sunday.
Yeah, why not? Heck yeah, you're all invited.
Yeah. So, Tony, get with me on when you'd like me to pop on your show. And
Dave, any week.
Well,
sir,
I'm married now, so I need to know maybe a week ahead of time so I can schedule it with my wife. I'm not afraid to say that.
I will message you after the show, and it'll be in a week or two. Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, sounds good. So Tony, don't leave. We'll say goodbye off air because we always have like a little after party for a few minutes. So stick with us for a few minutes, okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you so much. We will see you next Thursday. And again, as always,
thanks again, Terry, for putting the link to Tony's channel throughout the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thanks
Terry-
everybody that donated tonight. Much love. Much appreciated.
Terry-
Right back in the channel.
Terry, Mayhem, and Amanda, thank you all for being great moderators tonight. As always, it's great. And Ty and Ben, always.
Always a
Thank
pleasure.
you, everybody. Great to see you. Have a great week.
See you later, guys.